critical success.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
So that's 2 plus your strength.
Let's go.
Jeff clocks him. Fucking good one. He's got a broken nose and he's missing a couple teeth from Jeff's really strong right cross. And out of fucking nowhere, Jim Jar pulls a small actual metal shim out and just starts like prison shanking the guy.
Oh no.
So Jim Jar pulls this little shim out and just starts going to town, stabbing this guy like crazy as he starts bleeding out, and he falls down dead. And then Jim Jar spins the little shim in his finger and sticks it back in his back pocket like nothing ever happened.
Roland's like, all right, way to go, Tordik. Hey guys, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. What's the plan now?
I thought you were dead. I guess the god of death is full of surprises. Pass off as one of these guards?
I think I can, yeah. Maybe even get to where our weapons are if you've seen anything. Have you seen where they're storing them? I mean, I kind of know the setup of this drow compound, but I'm not sure exactly where they'd be keeping the weapons. It's one of these stalagmites, I know it.
Well, as a matter of fact, I know exactly which one it is, and Jeff recounts kind of the layout.
Tordik is adding to the conversation in ways that would not be noticeable to Roland that nobody else is responding or hearing. So, like, when Jeff's like, yeah, do you think you can do that? Tordik's like, yeah, of course you can do it. You can do anything. And so then Roland, you congratulate Tordik. Yeah. Jim Jar looks a little uneasy at that. And as all this is going on and they're working on the lift up above, the spiders are closing in on Darendil and Theron. So one gets up next to Theron, but Theron dodges out of the way as he had prepared to do. The other attacks Darendil, but misses once again, hitting his tough outer hide. Theron, you have a spider only about 10 feet away from you now.
Oh, boy.
What are you going to do? You haven't tried using magic outside of this.
Oh, I'm going to try and use Acid Splash then.
So you splash acid out, and it actually lands on the webs, dissolves a bunch of the webbing between you and the spider.
Nice.
But your attack actually misses the spider. So. But
my magic works, so it works outside of... Oh, dang. Well, that was an unexpected. And I kind of yell over to the, fake high elf. Hey, magic works.
Angelo's like, yes, if only I had my true form, I would also be taking advantage of this development.
You are your true form. Get over it. You're not a high elf.
You managed to defend these spiders off a little bit more while the others are pulled up and unloaded off of the cart. And then you're all sort of hustled over to grab the guys who have been distracting the spiders, and they are pulled up as well. Now, I need Roland to make a deception check for me to claim to be the old guard.
Oh, no. Can I do it at advantage because I'm wearing the uniform?
No.
Damn it.
Or if I, like...
Oh, fuck. Damn it.
He's, like, clearly acting like this guy is the same guard that he started out with.
So go ahead and roll at advantage.
Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Hey!
Oh, no.
So you're so as Roland steps out of the lift,
I kind of like push Jeff and Jarbador like out, like I'm acting like a guard,
right? And you say the wrong thing, but Jeff really sells being shoved by you, so that the other guard that's with you doesn't pay you any mind. Now those of you and you are all as a group taken back to where you are to your little storage pen there. Thorin and Stool cleaning up the elite barracks. You see, like I said, it's 2 stories, 2 beds each. You guys gonna try to accomplish anything as you're cleaning up these barracks?
I mean, Thorin's gonna like
a little chest at the foot of it.
Yeah, Thorin's definitely gonna try and snoop around, but he's not good at it at all. So he's gonna be like whistling the Mission Impossible theme song or something.
All right. So roll stealth and investigation. So as he's cleaning, he's like doing like rolling across the floor and whatnot.
No.
But he's such an idiot all the time that the guards are just like, yeah, whatever. They don't really pay any mind. He's like hiding in plain sight. So you see that these barracks, little chest at the foot of these beds, you can sort of look inside a couple of them. You see they have some bolts in them, some armor, some weapons, and some rope. You also see that there's some like regular clothes in here and a bunch of gold and a few like little tchotchke things different in each chest. You do notice that in here with you now is one elite guard, but there are no other elite guards in here. It seems like they don't spend a lot of time here.
Can he tell whether Jorlan stays here or somewhere else?
There's nothing in what he found here.
I don't think he's going to try and take anything with an elite guard like watching him. He's just kind of poking around, but nothing else looking around that could help them. Okay, then yeah, he just cleans the beds, I guess.
All right, rope coilers. As you're coiling rope, are you trying to accomplish anything? You are in the guard outpost.
Yeah, are we in the same room as our stuff?
No, you are at the lower level. Your stuff is on the upper.
Do we know if there's anyone else in this building?
There's an elite guard and two regular guards in the room with you. They're like playing a game of cards at a table off to the side.
Calvinus just like really small, like sort of when he gets a chance to turn his back, tries to produce a flame in his hand, just like real on the down low to see if it'll work.
Roll stealth.
You haven't lost any of your guys yet, have you?
No, he hasn't. So Calvinus tries to see if any of his magic works, and he creates a small flame in his hand. Lets out a little yelp.
Oh,
and
no.
The drow elite stands, turns, and shoves his short straight into the back of his neck. So Calvinus goes down, starts shaking and foaming at the mouth. Calvinus coughs up some blood. Do it again.
Ooh.
Calvinus's eyes pop open. And he breathes a little easier. Calvinus is no longer mad. And you are all back together again, except, of course, Roland.
Theron's just like, I can't believe that crazy drow's still alive.
Jim Jar's like, yeah, I never would have bet on that one. That's pretty nuts.
All three guys get really excited. Calvinus is like, everybody, magic works outside of this cell.
Yeah, Theron agrees, like, yeah, I used acid when the spiders were attacking me.
And he creates a small flame in his hand. All of a sudden, Rosie, you look over to your left and you see a small devil go and appear on your shoulder. And he whispers in your ear, your diva is dead, and I killed it.
Oh, shit.
For the next 30 hours, you have this little devil whispering all of your nightmares in your ear. Just sitting there, only you can hear and see it.
That's not good.
Anil, you now have the following trait. You believe you are the smartest, wisest, strongest, fastest, and most beautiful person you know.
Oh, no.
Strongest and most beautiful person that you know. God's gift. And why were you ever afraid? Because you're just that amazing. There's no reason for you to worry about it.
Nice.
And the other drow, they're like, George!
Yeah, Theron agrees, like, yeah, I used acid when the spiders were attacking me.
Jim Jar's like, well, that's great for y'all. I don't do anything. Hey, Bupido, you got any magic? Everything Bupido does is magical.
Oh, my.
At this point, the eye is more than halfway covered. Maybe just another day or two, and it'll be totally.
Do we have a way of communicating with Roland?
How close are the barracks? Wouldn't the
barracks are very far away? So,
where are the barracks?
For the regular drow, the barracks are actually in caves, or the regular drow guards, the barracks are in caves and not the stalactites.
How often are there shift changes?
It appears as though the shifts go in like 8-hour changes. Although, well, you've only been up here for like the end of the day, so at this point, you know that the guards in front of your cell stay there for like 12-hour shifts, is one day and one night shift.
Okay.
Jorlan appears to be a regular on the night shift now. As far as what the guards do elsewhere, you won't find that out now until tomorrow, because
So they did share the information with Roland as to where the weapons would be, right?
yes.
Would any of them have asked Roland to get a certain item from the thing? Because he's not going to be able to carry everybody's stuff back.
It was only Jeff or Jim Jar. So Jim Jar, he doesn't have anything in particular. Jeff, is there anything you would have specifically asked for?
My armor would be nice, and also my weapons.
Okay.
So his stuff.
Yeah. How is he going to carry all that stuff? Maybe like your weapon he could fucking carry there.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. So I think he'll definitely try and get his katana, and then he'll try and get Jeff's weapon as well. And then
Tomorrow, when he starts his shift, he's going to try to get over there and get the weapons out of there at some point during his shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, he's going to try and be on a shift with George Darjalal. Yeah, George.
George Jordan.
Okay. And what about those of you over in the cell? What are you doing this evening?
Neurosi says, listen, guys, if that priestess, Ivanka or whatever, can kill people with a word, I've heard about that spell. We need to make sure she's out of the picture before we try to escape, because she's going to be able to just walk out and be like, die, 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 die. We need this Jorlan thing to succeed.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's go over the plan then. What's the exact plan?
Jeff is now on Jordan's good side, but you haven't actually made any real plans.
Maybe Roland could help with that.
Yeah, when they're on guard duty, maybe they could talk, but he doesn't have really good diplomacy or talking about
None of us.
I think
nod at what Jeff's saying. Be like, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and be like, yeah, I'm with you, or something like that. Yeah.
So what
I'll
exactly?
take the keys. You go do that. I'll take the keys.
Yeah.
I think Roland's going to try to get on guard duty whatever night that Jorlan carrying out this coup.
Yeah.
Okay, well, y'all still haven't talked to Jorlan about that at all. So what's your plan?
That's what I'm trying to get is somebody needs to talk to Jordan and, give him this plan.
Should we talk to him tonight?
Jeff will talk to him, and Roland will be there also on guard duty with Jorlan as kind of like the
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So you're going to wait to start to talk to try to get Roland on guard duty with him?
Yeah.
All right. And so that's probably what you'll do tomorrow night if Roland can angle his way onto that guard duty with Jorlan.
I think the only other thing is, what happens if they find that dead body of that drow? Did you guys hide?
Told Tordik to get rid of the body. But since Tordik isn't real, the body's just down there.
Just down there. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but Jim Jar and Jeff wouldn't have just let that happen.
That's true. That is true. They would have maybe said
Jim
that.
Jar would have. Jeff, would you have been like, no, I'm going to help Tordik with that or something?
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
What if people are like, where is he?
Yeah, Roland took his place.
But doesn't he have friends and stuff?
Who knows?
Come on now. Let's not make this complicated.
Let Roland discover that as he
Damn it, Adam.
plays. Y'all were taken prisoner by the drow. You were set to work at various different jobs, during which you made some observations about the nature of this place, the people that work here, and the things that are here that may or may not help you formulate a plan to escape. A few of you died in the process, but the rest of you are here and still alive, and you are now continuing to formulate that plan, which has formed mostly, I think. As you're back in the cell talking about this plan, Jim Jar is going to bring up one major flaw. What specifically is your plan, as specific and concisely as you can describe it to me right now?
Neurosi says, all right, guys, let's have a huddle. Huddle, guys. Come on over. Let's huddle over here. Just don't just stand there.
Huddle.
Let's huddle.
Jim Jar says telepathically, why
Can we huddle in a puddle? Why
telepathically talk to each other?
Exactly.
What?
In fact, it's much less conspicuous for us to just sit down in random places and have these conversations than huddle together like we're conspiring.
Yeah, I think Theron was I?
We do the opposite of a huddle.
A scatter.
Y'all notice Neurosi is like freaking out about the demon on his shoulder, and he sort of gets distracted and is like starts crying and like no.
Was that the point of the huddle? That everyone.
Is that what you gathered us together to do?
Okay, so Neil steps forward and is like, "All right, I have a plan." And he wisps his hair. He like shakes his head and wisps his hair.
Does he have hair like that to wisp? I mean, he's like a cat.
Not really. But he
pretends to wisp away hair that he doesn't have.
He prances around and he's like, "I'm gonna take care of this. Put your lives in my hands."
I think Theron just kind of puts his face in his hand.
Does anybody still have their mental facilities with them and might be able to explain this plan to me clearly, please?
I don't think Theron knows the idea because they came up with it while they were in the barracks and he was doing stuff on the webbing.
Thorin, for the record, has no idea what the plan is, and it's just like, we're gonna stay here forever, right?
This is our new home.
Jim Jar's like, yeah, well, the way it's looking, yes, that seems like what's going to happen.
Sweet.
Well, I had some hope for a moment, but never mind.
Neurosi kind of like subdues the demon long enough to be like, okay, no, listen. This is what I think the plan is, okay? We have Jorlan and Asha are having
what?
They don't like Ilvara much, so we have built rapport with Jorlan. Jeff has built rapport with Jorlan. We want to try to convince Jorlan and Asha to revolt against Ilvara, and we're going to suggest that we can help in that process by poisoning her. I was thinking get this beholder's eye dislodged. We could potentially use that or put it in their hands to use against Ilvara so she can't fight back with magic.
So Jim Jar leans back and he says, well, that's not an entirely useless plan. The main problem with the poisoning part of the plan is that this arrow that you have with the poison on it, that poison works like half the time when it gets shot into somebody on an arrow. If you put it in a soup or something and dilute it a whole bunch and it gets served to 30 people, first of all, it's an injection poison, not a consumption poison. So who knows if it'll even work. And then second of all, if it does work, but it's been diluted and spread out between 20 different people, it'd probably just get them all a little high or something. I doubt you're going to be able to poison them with what you have here. Now, the eye plan may work, but do we know if that eye will work if it's taken away from the location that it's in? Oftentimes, magical wards use bits and bobs as their materials, but it's more than just to some of the parts, if you know what I'm saying. Like you couldn't take the gas can out of a car and expect it to drive away on its own.
What if we could get Ilvara in this cell somehow?
Can Jeff roll Arcana to see if he would know that?
He can.
Or any of us?
Yeah, anyone could do that. Jim Jar's helping you with that little bit of prompting, so that 16 will be enough to tell you that yes, this is the eye is the main component in an anti-magic ward, but wards are stationary objects and they only exist in the place that they're located. So removing the eye may break the ward. The eye won't retain the anti-magic abilities anymore.
What if we could somehow create a situation where Ilvara was to enter the cell, or if we could bind her and put her in the cell to where her own magic is negated, and then we could just like shoot her or stab her.
Jim Jar says that he doesn't see any reason why this eye wouldn't work indiscriminately against anyone who's in here, but how you would get her into this cell, I don't know.
Okay, how covered is the eye at this point with the silk?
At this point, you're like looking at maybe one more day before it's completely covered up.
And Neil wants to test if any magic could work in this cell. So what he's going to do is he wants to go toward like the side of the eye that's most covered up in like the back. And basically he's just going to use the cantrip Minor Illusion just to create like some little footsteps in front of him, like little mud prints, or to attempt to do that, just to make like 2 little mud prints.
So with some effort, the mud in front of you begins to depress and appear to look like footprints, but definitely really hard. But it is working. The webbing is having an effect on the eye. Hopefully, once it's fully covered, you'll be able to cast some spells. Now, that's only going to prevent the anti-magic capabilities. You still won't have your components.
That's right. So Anil's going to say, I think the magic is going to work in here, but we will need our component pouches if we want to cast most good spells.
Good words.
Good words, Anil.
Good English, do you?
Yeah.
Jim Jar's like, right, okay. Well, we've identified where the equipment is, haven't we?
Yes.
Yes, we need those component pouches. Who has a pouch? Who needs a pouch?
Don't we all need a pouch?
Well, everyone who is a caster.
Yeah.
In terms of battling wizards and warlocks and shit, it makes a big difference because, like, if you can cut off the arms of a caster, they can't do somatic spells anymore.
Yeah, but I bet if you cut their arms off, they're probably almost dead anyways.
Oh, well, or same thing. If you could grapple,
Cut their arms off, you could probably just kill them.
well, think about it. If you could go in and grapple a wizard and take his arcane focus,
Just disable their hands is what you're saying.
or just take his focus. Like if he has a staff instead of a material component pouch, if you just grapple him and take the staff and disarm him, he can't cast shit other than verbal and somatic, I guess. Yeah.
Right, which is very limited. Look, it sounds like getting Jorlan on your side is helpful, and he may be able to be a man on the inside. What about with Roland being a guard? Is there anything that he can do?
We said maybe he'd be like the yes man or the hype man or something to that effect. I don't know.
Okay.
Or you can help figure out a situation to get Elvira in our cell so that we can cast magic on her.
Yeah, like I could, Roland could like run to her and be like, hey, something's going on. You know, they're doing this. And then she would like come to the cell kind of deal. Like lay a trap, basically. Like, you know.
Neurosi says, we can't let her cast any magic on us. In fact, it'd be better if we don't even have to fight her because we'll probably all die.
Jim Jar seconds that. He says, any plan that involves fighting her with or without removing her magic is a bad idea.
Well, then how the hell?
We just have to escape.
Okay, well then what's the plan for that? Because the Jorlan dude's not going to want to just let us escape. Why don't we just use the drow? He can disarm or subdue the other guard on duty, and then we can just get to our weapons and get out of here. We don't need to fool around with the inner workings of the drow that are occupying this outpost. We can just slip away in the night.
Jim Jar leans forward and he says, I like that plan. If Jorlan is watching us when this happens, we may be able to convince him to let us go because it will make Elvira look bad. So let's not discount that entirely. But there is another final issue that I personally would like to solve before I run into the darkness, and that is, where are we running to?
Calvinus says to Jim Jar, hey, Jim Jar, you said to them that you knew how to get home. Now, what did you mean by that?
I mean that I know how to get home if I know where I am, which I don't currently.
Oh.
If we can orient ourselves in some way that I can find my way back.
What the fuck, man?
I can't help you if I don't know where I am. Oh, how useful are you going to be? Are you going to get us out of here? Do you know where to go?
Yeah.
All right, where are we going to go?
Let's just go up, and then we can get our bearings.
Wait, tunnel through rock. Is that what you're requesting?
There's stairs, probably, right?
Does anybody have any way of navigating? Does anybody have a way to come up with a compass or anything that we'd be able to orient ourselves down here?
Didn't that strange fishman say that he would be able to get home?
He did mention something like that, but I just thought he was talking crazy.
when asked where he would go, he said Sloopadoop, which I believe is a Kuatoa town. Not too familiar with the area.
Wait, Sloopadoop is real?
Well, why wouldn't it be?
It sounds made up.
Have you never heard of Kuatoa locations before? They all sound like bubbling idiotic nonsense. Sloopadoop, la gla gla blob, ho blah 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 blah. I mean, come on. These people are crazy. They just name their towns stupid things. Doesn't mean they're not real towns.
All right, okay. Well, how are we going to get him out of that cell and then us out of this cell? There'll be more guards over by the pens, wouldn't there?
Jim Jar leans forward. He says, this may be that situation where getting Jorlan to help us is going to be important. He might have a key.
Why would Jorlan help us?
If he hates Ilvara like he does, he might want to do this just to make her look bad.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes, when was Roland supposed to go on guard duty next?
Well, we don't know that. Why would we know? Why would they tell us anything like that?
Well, weren't you with him before he went back to the barracks?
Yeah, but I don't think he knew what was going to happen to him at that point.
Okay.
Speaking of Roland, he goes into the barracks. Fortunately for Roland, all of the lesser drow wear like face masks as part of their uniform.
Oh, okay, sweet.
He's got this mask to wear so that, because there's only so many of them here. Because they all wear these masks, he just has to play the part and not do a lot of talking, and he can get through.
Yeah, but he's kind of crazy now, so I think that may be hard.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you enter into these barracks, and they're mostly empty, but you're turning in for the night, and there's one other drow there. He doesn't seem too interested in you, but...
I also picture like Tordic's ghost or phantasm or whatever is just like always like within eye shot of Roland, but he's like just like peeking around a corner so Roland can just catch a glimpse of him and like kind of like shoo him around the corner and be like, hey, stay hidden,
He's like hiding under his bed.
He's like Tordic's always there, but just like hiding, so that's why nobody like says anything.
Roll a deception or a stealth to try to not draw attention to yourself.
That should be an advantage.
Why? He doesn't know what bed is his.
Because he's dressed like a drow. He could just be like, oh, I'm the new guy.
I could just wait until everybody laid down and then lay down.
That's true. That's what you do. And you're able to take the last bed, and nobody pays any attention. The following morning, you see when you get up and you have a little bit of mushroom gruel at the foot of your bed. Seems like the guards don't eat much better than the prisoners here, apparently. You see that there is a little duty sheet on the wall right outside the barracks, and it's been mostly unfilled out, but you see on it there's some blank spaces and then basically job descriptions. So you see north guard post, south guard post, kitchen guards, quaggoth guards, prisoner guards, attendant to the lady, patrols.
Oh, no, I don't know this dude's name that I took place of.
So what are you going to do?
What's a common drow name? Would he know that?
Roland.
Well, he is a drow, so yeah, he would know lots of common drow names.
No, because I've got a mask on. Oh, shit.
And you're also wearing his uniform, right?
Does it have a name tag?
Sure does.
It does?
Yeah.
Read the name tag.
Can I read the name tag, please?
Yes. It says R. Smith.
R. Smith. Okay, so I look up and down. That's not a traditional drow name, but okay. I look on the log for Smith and then R next to it.
So you see that you are stationed today at the southern guard post.
So I'll go down there. Oh, there's one other drow in here. Oh,
yeah,
no.
There's you and one other drow there on guard for the day. So back to the cell. That's your evening and morning. Pretty boring there. So you guys sort of have a half of a plan at this point. Jorlan is still one of your guards. Are you going to speak to him at all tonight, or is there anything else you guys want to do before you go to your jobs tomorrow?
Let's speak to Jorlan. Is the other guard like listening?
Probably.
We can use the mushroom guy to communicate telepathically, right? Within 30 feet.
Stool is a little hesitant to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Stool says, I don't think that I want to go inside of that nasty drow man. You guys are my friends, but he's kind of mean.
Thorin kind of hung out with him. Can you roll something to try and convince him? Animal handling?
Stool is not an animal, just persuasion. You can have advantage since you're his buddy.
Sweet.
So Thorin buddies up to Stool and says, nah, man, it's cool. And so Stool's like, okay, but if he's mean to me, I'm going to stop letting him use my spores, okay?
Deal.
And Stool like shakes out some more spores, and then Jorlan inhales them. Who's going to speak to him?
Jeff.
You wanted to talk to Roland.
Or to Jorlan?
Jorlan.
Oh, Jorlan, sorry. Yeah.
Calvinus says to Jeff telepathically, and just Jeff, Hey, you have the rapport with this guy, so why don't you be like, hey, don't freak out, but I am telepathic.
Can Jorlan hear? Is it like a group chat, or is it? Did he hear that?
I would say that he could only speak to you. Sure.
Jeff grudgingly says, "Sure," and starts talking like out loud to this guy, to Jorlan.
Okay.
Continuing to try and butter him up or whatever, and trying to get him on his side. And then depending on how that goes, they'll switch to the telepathic.
And Neil wants to help Jeff by just coming close. Whenever Jorlan says anything that would bolster Jorlan's ego, or Jeff says anything that would bolster his ego, and Neil is like, absolutely, yes.
All right. Roll persuasion for me.
At advantage?
Yes, he's at advantage. Okay. Jeff sits down next to Jorlan, and Jorlan once again opens his heart. Says, oh man, last night it was the worst. Sure. I know he just got to be away from her. I know he did. He always has the same look after she blows him. He just came into the barracks with this fucking glow, and he just started talking shit about my scars again. It's just so infuriating. I hate the guy. I used to be the one getting now I'm just giving myself.
Says, yeah, yep, face. Yep, I get it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, Jorlan really seems to be opening up to and confiding in Jeff. Okay.
So then Jeff starts to lay out, or feel out the plan. Oh man, that sounds real shitty. Maybe it's time for a change of leadership. I feel like you could do a better job of running this place if you were in charge.
And Neil says to Jeff telepathically, careful, the other guard.
Jorlan just cracks up. He's like, oh, man, you're cute, buddy. I mean, you're not a drow, but you're cute. Look, there's no way I'd ever be in charge. You kidding me? He's scarring. I've been maimed. I can barely hold my own in a fight these days. And on top of that, I got a all right, man. There's nobody in drow society with a is ever in charge of anything. Well, worst I can hope is that maybe Elvira gets hers one day and really a shit hits the fan for her, and I can just revel in her failures. But till that day, I got no choice but to just be your little fucking patsy.
What about Asha, the one without the?
Yeah, she's decent.
If she was in charge.
Jorlan sort of mulls that over in his head, and he's like, "Yeah." And he looks over at. Then he just sort of glances over at the other drow, and he's like, "But Ilvara, she's the best one for the job, obviously."
Calvinus saunters up and says, "Hey, buddy, Jorlan, right?
What?
So that Asha, are you and her you a thing?"
Jorlan once again glances at the other drow and says, "Of course not."
But can we see in his eyes that he's kind of
roll insight?
Oh shit! This is getting saucy.
Yeah, you can tell he's mostly just concerned about giving away too much information in front of another drow.
Telepathically, Calvinus is like to Enil and Jeff, are any of us going to speak to him telepathically, or are we all too worried about getting killed right now? Because that's what I'm worried about.
Jeff just fucking stares at him for a second.
Hey, Stu. Hey, you cool, little guy. I was wondering, could you telepathically talk to Jorlan and tell him, like, hey, we can talk fuck it. Never mind, Stu.
We have fun here.
Okay, so what are you doing?
We're not talking telepathically to Jorlan yet. No.
Okay, so you're not.
Wait, maybe we should just play rock, paper, scissors and figure it that way.
What?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Or how about this? We all roll a dice. Whoever gets the lowest roll has to try to communicate with Jorlan telepathically. Enil, Calvinist, and Jeff. We all roll a dice.
A toad is a toad, and a roll is a roll. That's all I keep hearing at him.
Wow. If you have something to say, just say it.
Me?
Yes.
I don't want to die. What if he's like, oh shit, they're telepathic, and then we don't know we can trust this guy.
That's the sound of me hitting my forehead.
All right, well, I'm willing to roll a dice. And Neil, you willing to roll a dice?
That's your character.
And Neil's like, honestly, I'm going to just walk out of here and beat all these drow with my bare hands. And then I'm going to jump off the cliff and feather fall to the ground effortlessly.
Oh, no.
Jim Joe's like, okay, all right. So are any of you actually going to talk to this drow, or are you just going to talk about talking to him?
We decided Thorin has the best persuasion, right?
Thorin!
Jeff's got we're still talking about Jorlan, right? We're still talking.
Yeah. Jeff's the one that has a relationship with him.
Yeah, I feel like Jeff has been talking to him this whole time, just kind of shooting the shit, like feeling out the whole plan thing. Can Jeff tell if he's after that thing about Asha and Jorlan was thinking it over? Like, is that the right time to bring up this plan?
Jeff is pretty confident that Jorlan is not at all loyal to his Elvara, and he's mostly just doesn't want to say anything that's going to get him caught or in trouble because of this other drow there.
Sweet. So then Jeff glares at Calvinus and Enil, who are just bickering with each other about talking for the last 5 minutes, switches to the telepathic speech and says, well, we have a plan for you.
Jorlan goes, hello? Who is this?
In his mind?
Yes.
Like, yeah, we can hear you. We can all talk like this now when no one can overhear us.
Are you God?
Wait, is Jorlan dumb?
Vicious mockery.